Hello, welcome to the Easy Publish Show, episode 26, and it's a Christmas special episode. Well, we don't have too much of a Christmas thing, but we need to support the topic a bit. So I have a special USB Christmas tree. It kind of lights. I don't think you can see it on the video, but okay, it's on the table, so that's why we call it the Christmas special. And we have also Angry Che supporting us as usual. He will be blamed for any problems that we have. And today we will talk about Easy Platform and Easy Studio, obviously, because we finally have the stable release. And the best person to talk to about this topic is Roland Benedetti, the Chief Product Officer of Easy Systems. Roland, what's your kind of feeling about finally releasing the thing? Can you tell us a bit about that?
Sure. First off, hello everybody. Glad to be here. 26 already. That's cool. I have nothing about Christmas, and I don't even have snow because I'm in the Alps, but there's almost no snow, so it's terrible. Anyway, about your question, what's our feeling about final release, about Easy Platform and Easy Studio? Well, I would answer that obviously it's a good feeling. The team has been working really hard, everybody, and a lot of people are waiting a lot for this new generation. But it's also first and foremost, it's not the final thing. It's the beginning of something. We have a huge roadmap. We have plenty of things to come, and the way we want to release something, the way we always wanted to make software, and more we will try to do this, is really to be agile, to really release often, release early. So for us, this is the first table that fits, that matches minimum viable scope, I would say, minimum viable product. But we are very aware it's just the beginning. We have plenty of new features we want to bring there. We have plenty of things that needs to be consolidated. We have parts of the UI as much as the API and the repository that needs to be improved in many ways. So it's a great feeling because we are starting a new page, basically opening a new page, a first page of a new book.
Yeah, I mean, I will definitely agree with that, because although there is a lot of work, has been done in the last 3 or 4 years to get to this point. It's kind of, let's say, it is a big milestone, but in terms of development, it's just kind of one small peak, and then we continue to work to add more features. As far as I can see that. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, absolutely. The scope of this first release, you can see it somehow as the foundation of content management. So if you look at platform, it's really the basics of content management, and we know that, and we have plenty of ideas, and the community as well has plenty of ideas for things on top of this. But for now, it's really we are laying the foundation. So I totally agree. And the same for the distribution and the delivery, and we are laying the foundation of managing landing pages in a very dynamic and visual way. But we have in the roadmap plenty of things that will improve this, such as new custom blocks and so on. If we speak about the platform part, of course, one of the big pieces is the online editor, which is replacing the previous Easy Publish Online editor, which was based on TinyMC, and now we are using we want to make something very different, and we are using a different framework or library. So that's just the beginning. We know we must support many things, such as custom tags, we need to improve the way we embed media and images, of course, but video and any kind of media. So yeah, it's a very important milestone. It's the beginning. And there will be much more. Every 2 months we will release something, and we will have one stable LTS every year, and it will come at the end of the year.
Yeah, I'm just going back to this milestone. I see it like I said, it's less of a developer milestone. It's more like marketing milestone, from my point of view at least, is that it's a final sign, especially for the Easy community, the existing Easy community, and maybe to the broader audience like the Symphony community and general CMS market, is that the new stack, speaking about all the new code, all things that have been done in the last 3 to 4 years, are finally ready to be used, although not in a complete sense, meaning that there are still features missing that were before in the legacy, but it's kind of a rounded. We are finally getting there, that you can have a project based on the new stack exclusively without legacy, even though it might still be a bit, more into a bit less complex sites because we are missing features. I see it that way. I hope that the old partners and community members that are still not in the new stack, it's kind of final signal that they should be, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, to some extent, I see it also this way, but not only this way, because there's also one thing which is clear, and it means it's way beyond marketing. From the day we released, which was 15th of December, this new stack enters support cycle, so it's supported. So people can use it and we can fix bugs on it. And we have documented the functional scope of it. And we also documented the difference with Easy Publish Legacy. So of course, it's a smaller scope, but it's something that is supported, which means it's something you can start project which will be eventually business critical or mission critical, but at the condition that the scope fits your project. So you're right about that. But in that sense, it's way more than marketing. It means the foundation is ready to start working on it for I don't know, a development project that will go live soon, or it's something we support now.
Yeah, okay. I just wanted to show one facet of the thing. Of
course,
yeah,
it is. I agree. There's a couple of facets. Of course, it's a strong signal that we already, a year ago, we said we would focus much more on the new stack. Now it's a signal that we focus solely on the new stack, for sure, and that we don't carry with the product things coming from legacy. And so that's very much a signal. The other one is marketing, but then there's also the production signal. Like this thing is now running in production, basically.
Okay, so just to clear one important thing for maybe some audience that doesn't know about that, is that previously we have the Easy subscription, the enterprise subscription. Let's say I would describe it as a kind of a vertical distinction between the open source and the enterprise version. Is that the distinction is vertical. You have the open source stack and more or less the same enterprise stack that has on top of that support and maintenance and some other, let's say, more kind of a business and enterprise critical small features. And with the Easy platform in Easy Studio, we are going to the kind of a horizontal distinction where we have Easy platform as an open source part. And then on top of that, we have Easy Studio, which is commercial, with also additional features like marketing automation and recommendation, etc. And on top of that, also as a part of the subscription is also the support and maintenance for the whole stack. So I don't think that everybody is still getting that. So it's very important that we explain and to see the difference between Easy Studio and Easy Platform. What I'm currently kind of see a bit of a risk for the existing Easy community is that some of the features that were previously open source are now part of the Easy Studio, which is business enterprise oriented and commercial, and more or less the previous Easy Flow. So how do you know, what's your thinking about that? I know that, of course, that Easy Systems wants to add value to Easy Studio, that's obvious. But on the other side, taking something from the open source and putting it into a commercial part is a bit of risky. What's your thought about that?
Well, it's obviously it's something we've been thinking a lot of. That's very clear. So our thought is we see our product as talking to different, I would say, targets or personas, and what we want to do in Easy Studio is very specialized for marketeers and editors, and of course it's one of the main part of the value of our subscription. You're right about that, and in many ways it's not generic like the content management platform should be. It's not generic like a content repository should be. We can think about, for instance, tools to edit landing pages, where you will be able to edit content in the page in a way which is not following the best practice of Easy Publish, which is to store all content into objects which are in the repository. So we want to take some freedom with Easy Studio to create some features that are really thought and optimized for marketeers. And this is not really what you want in a content management framework. So the first thing is we wanted to split the product into two. Whatever the licensing model is, whatever the distribution model is, Easy Publish has a generic approach, which is great, but it was also something that was a barrier to create something very specific for marketeers in some ways. So we always had this idea to have, on one hand, something you can call the content management framework, which has a great user experience, but which is focused on the content, and that's Easy Platform and Easy Platform UI and the online editor and things like that. And then having this additional product running on top of this stack, which is much more specific to some use case and which is not generic at all. So we had this idea of splitting the product into two for a little bit. Now, about the question about licensing and about community, of course, there's a risk, that's correct. But we'd rather do something well than doing everything not so well. So that's why we want to focus the open source software on Easy Platform, the core, the framework, and we want to develop additional value with a tool for marketeers in a more commercial way. So that's a risk indeed, but it's something we think we needed to do. It's something our partners also agree we needed to do, and it's something that is bringing value. It's not removing value, it's bringing value.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to have the chance for Easy community to learn the reasoning behind that.
Yeah, but I hope it makes sense. But if you want, we can drill down and go into more specific. But yeah, the reasoning is fine-tuning our approach. And in the past, we always had an enterprise edition of Easy Publish, which was actually slightly different than the community one. And sometimes moving from one to another was painful, actually. At some point, we had some features such as staging or Easy Find, which were enterprise driven by Easy Systems, and it was painful for the community because those were developer features and they should be in the core, and it was not smooth. So we had this idea of really everything technical, everything that belonged to the core should be in Easy Platform, and on top of this we had an additional commercial layer. But this way we can hopefully develop Easy Platform together with the community in a faster way and in a better way, when in the past, because of Easy Publish Enterprise being quite separated from Easy Publish Community Project, the innovation and the open development of the software was not so obvious. the problem of having different branches of backporting fixes to the community edition and things like that was not straightforward. And what we want for the core of the software is really to involve more the community, to a point where community could more easily not only push some pull requests, but participate with us in the review and participate with us in accepting those pull requests, and having community members who are trusted, who could drive platform as much as we do. And this would not be possible if Easy Platform was whole our commercial product. Yeah. And this was not happening with Easy Publish. So in that sense, we want Easy Platform to be more open source than Easy Publish was. On the other hand, Easy Studio is a commercial product, and that's not open source. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That was more kind of one of the potential problems for the existing Easy community and existing Easy developers that are building sites. For us, it's also a bit of a problem because we have our own kind of best practices layer and tools on top of Easy that we use to be more productive in building sites. Mm-hmm. And we based it on Easy Flow. So now we kind of lost a bit of ground there. So we need to probably do something. We are already doing something on ourselves, which might also be interesting to the Easy community later on. But mm-hmm. Speaking about new developers, not the Easy legacy developers, there is also a kind of I can see that as a kind of a problem, and it also already popped up in the Slack community on Easy, is that once you install Easy Platform, and it's just the open source part, and you have the new user interface, and it's the problem for a newcomer is that it needs a kind of a showcase that is how to build websites.
Yeah.
And although the idea behind Easy Platform is to be capable of, to be a headless CMS, it's still, you still need some, kind of a demo or some kind of a showcase or whatever that at least can show to the newcomer how things are done. Maybe even some sort of a site kind of a platform or something where he can start. And I know that the demo bundle which was there is now separated from the Easy Platform core. But I see a kind of a potential problem is that when you install it, you don't get anything like that. I think it should be bundled in a way, or it should be clearer to the newcomer that he needs also to install the demo bundle. Do you get my point?
Yeah, absolutely. So on this, there's a couple of things which are happening actually. And I would not say Easy Platform goal is to be a headless CMS. I don't think this is, I think Easy Platform goal is to be a web CMS. So headless CMS to me is a CMS where you consume content only through APIs. But Easy Platform is much more than that. There's a web framework, there's a templating system, there's a lot of things. So it's clearly much more than that. What we did in the last months, and it's a lot, Bertrand Dunogier, Sylvain Guittard worked on a new demo site for Easy Platform. It's not in the stable release, but if I'm not wrong, it's been finished like in the last days. It's kind of peripheral. And working on that, we moved from the idea of a one single piece bundle, like demo bundle. We moved away from this, like the old Easy Publish demo site, because we think it was good but not perfect. For instance, the demo site was supposed to be a place where you could see a real site with best practices of how to make a real site with Easy Publish, and it was to some extent working, but in some ways also not working. But most importantly, it was not really something you could start a real project with, I think. So they rethought a little bit how you can create a website and what should be the demo website, and I think they ended up like reusing components in the Symfony ecosystem, and now we will come with a site generator or an app generator. I think it's using a component from KNP, if I'm not wrong, and you will have ability to assemble your website with this, and we will have a demo website which is done with this, with different components such as blogs, such as things very basic, and with a cool design too, which shows a good looking website. And this will be a single, I think, a very simple command line. The same way you could install it bare bone, like with plain text, you could install it with this demo site. So I think it's coming, but we changed the way it worked compared to the previous easy publish platform demo bundle in 5.x, and we also removed all the templates because we wanted something better. So we have now a new good looking one, which looks more like a little bit like the Easy Studio demo site if you saw it.
Yeah, so it's basically, I mean, I'm okay with command line. I think that most of the developers and the newcomers, especially from Symfony community, are okay with it's not a problem in a command line installation. It's more that it's about let's say how do you communicate, on how to install it. So you should be able to, start the installer, and then when you say, okay, I need a demo, it will include a bit more bundles, and everything will be installed without a hassle, because that's the first impression for a developer.
Yeah. Well, so I think in a couple of weeks, that's what you will get. I saw a message from Sylvain that the demo site was done, and then it's just about documenting this properly. So in the install page, informing people that they can install plain text, or just they can install with a demo site, or maybe with different demo site, and maybe the community could provide demo sites, and maybe partners could provide demo sites. We always had the feedback from you and from others that contributing to demo sites was something that would be nice, but the way we were doing them before was very much like internally and easy. With this new system, I think it will be easier for people to provide sample package, sample demo site that could be installed.
Yeah. Speaking about a roadmap a bit, you already mentioned, what is coming soon. For example, how to install the demo, etc. I'm checking the roadmap information that you provided me with. And I see, first of all, there are some migration tools coming up very soon, like for upgrading and for easy flow, etc. Can you tell me a few words about that?
Yeah, there's basically two big changes in this new generation when you think about data, about your content. The first one is the online editor. So because we changed it a lot, and we changed not only the UI but the internals of the rich text field. It's definitely not the same thing as before. We need to provide tools that enable users to move their data from the previous online editor to the new one, and tools which are smart enough to work on what one can be migrated, but that can also raise warnings when things cannot be migrated, and there will be things which you cannot migrate, definitely. So when we already started to look at this, and now it will be a priority for us to provide tools that helps do this. So that's the first thing, online editor. And the other one is, you mentioned Easy Flow and the landing page management. So it's providing tool to help people move their landing pages managed by Easy Flow in Easy Publish or Easy Publish platform to our new Easy Studio system, which is also different. So there are things that will not be possible to move there, but the blog description is very similar. Now the custom blocks will need to be migrated by hand as well. So yeah, we think it's important to invest there. We've always been investing in making it possible for people to move from one release to another, which is not the case of all open source software or even proprietary software. So we want to facilitate this.
Yeah. Okay. So that's what is coming very soon, and I see from the roadmap that from the feature wise that the some things are coming like basic search UI, which is more or less that we had also before, and content diff and content tagging. That's things that were previously available, and LDAP user provider and stuff like that. But I see also something new, like content deployment and user generated content. What's the, you know, give us a few thoughts about that. What's the new stuff in there which we didn't have before?
So for a little bit, we will work mostly on features that were in Easy Publish. So I don't know if it's 6 months but it's not right now that we will do new things. Like in the roadmap, for instance, there's content variations, which works on the repository, having the ability to have many fields and make variations at the field level. This is for later. For now, we will work on features which are in Publish, but we will redo them differently, try to do them simpler. So you speak about user-generated content. This is not new. I mean, this was in Easy Publish. This is just to enable developers in a website in the front end to expose the repository and to capture any kind of content items from any content type in the front end in a simple way. So this was one of the very important thing in Easy Publish, and now you can do it, but it's not generic. So you can do it with I would not say hard coding, but it's static for a specific content type. Let's say you want to have a user on a website done with Easy Platform to manage some specific content of a specific content type. You will have to hard code this, and we would like a generic approach like we had in Easy Publish. So we are working on that. Very important one, in my opinion, one of the biggest one. The search is just, we have the biggest part of the search has been done. It's in the API now. It's in the repository. We just want to bring more and more features like at the user interface level. We started actually in the first release. We have a very basic search in the Universal Discovery widget where you can search for content there. We just want to bring this in Platform UI as well, and maybe faceted search if we can. It will depend of time. It will depend of contribution as well, but we want to bring this. Content diff is a feature that was already there. It's about managing versions and comparing versions, and we rework a little bit the user interface again. So it's about implementing this. Content deployment and content tagging are two different topics, though. Content deployment is we want to create services so that we can more easily deploy content from different Easy Platform instances, and the goal here is to answer the use case of what we were providing with Easy Content Staging. I don't know if you know about that extension, but it's really to provide organization ability to start working on content, for instance, on a pre-production environment, which runs on totally different machine, and then to move the content to a production environment. So it's mostly about import and export of content packages. We did this in different ways in the past, and we just want now to bring a better solution to the platform.
And recently on the Slack community, I just posted one question about what is still missing, and then it kind of went wild. So you noticed that one. So
yeah,
the related question is that you were now speaking about the roadmap, so that what will Easy Systems do in the Easy platform? And what do you see as a feature that might be interesting, that or features like in plural, what might be interesting, or that maybe you will do or not do, but definitely not do something in 2016? and where you see that maybe community could start it at least, or do a pilot, or contribute back, or whatever. What do you see from the features, considering what you have in the short roadmap?
There's a bunch of things, you know, and actually, yeah, hopefully the community will contribute a lot. But on the roadmap now, first of all, I have one thing which is content tagging, and here we want basically to bring what you guys at NetGen have been doing for a while, which was a project I think we worked first together, Easy Systems and you, which is Easy Tag. We really we think this is a great extension. This is a good example of community contribution. We think this belongs to the core of the platform. So we really would like to bring the new version. I don't know exactly its states now, and there's a step which is maybe to talk with you and to look at it. But we would like to bring this into Easy Platform. I think it would bring tremendous value to developers and editors, and so this is an example. But you're already working on this one.
Yeah. Well, what is missing, the biggest thing that is missing regarding Easy Tags and taxonomy management is the interface part where you can handle tags, you know, not on the content level, but separately. That's still pretty much based on the legacy administration. So that part needs a bit more work to be then to make sense to use it in purely in the Easy Platform without legacy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so this is maybe something we could work together on, or there are other things like, for instance, image editor, which is something which is present in Easy Publish, but it's a little bit peripheral, and we won't focus on this anytime soon. But if someone wants to work on this, that would be fantastic, actually, and it could be a good. It could improve the repository. So this is a big piece, but that would be nice. Many people worked a little bit around the topic of being able to open directly an image from Publish. There's the extension we had in the previous generation, but there are also other extensions which have been made by other folks. So that's a topic you can work on. But it's very often at a more granular level, I think, and it's just joining Slack and maybe chatting with some engineers from the team. There are things, maybe not talking about a year, but about like 3 months, small things that can help we won't touch in 3 months, but you could contribute, for instance. I don't have example in mind, but there's a ton of this.
Yeah, I know there's a lot of that, sure.
Yeah.
So we will leave it for the discussing on Slack about potential features. Regarding the roadmap for Easy Studio, there is, I see things like form builders and the workspaces and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So workspace is actually, you were talking about content deployment. In Easy Studio, we want to provide the editors with some sort of the ability to craft content before publishing content. So that's what we call a workspace, to have the ability to create content and to preview content based on a set of templates, and to collaborate on content before the content is ready from prime time. And we think that this content, when it's ready, should be able to move to a production environment. And there's the question if this should be on the same instance or on another instance. So around workspace, there's this idea of working on content before publishing, and then having the ability to deploy your content. So it's definitely a feature which will use the content deployment services that are mentioned in Easy Platform.
Mm-hmm.
The form builder is really like a pure market tool for marketeers to create forms, to capture content, to capture data from users and not content. So this is not related to the content repository. Here, the idea is really, and it's a lot based on Symfony forms, of course, but the idea here is to just allow people to assemble forms for their marketing needs, and to be able to place those forms on their sites and to collect the data, and then to have access to the data. And this is here we want to take a totally different approach than the information collector of Easy Publish. So it should be disconnected from the content repository.
One important question: when do you think that the breaking of compatibility with the legacy, for example, database changes for some of those features, the new ones that you are building, when will that happen? Is that possible to be in 2016? And I'm asking that because there are a lot of projects that are, still running easy. Well, they still kind of are lean on they are lean on legacy, because they have maybe custom features, they have customized administration, they have whatever. So they kind of still need the legacy thing that we obviously have through the legacy breach, though, so they can at least try to try the easy platform and use the legacy parts and the custom parts through the legacy breach. That's, let's say that's okay. The problem becomes or starts when the new features, new versions of Easy Platform start to break things on the database level or something like that, and then you end up in a situation where you cannot move further with all the legacy stuff. For small features, then you will probably choose to rewrite. But if you have big stuff in legacy and you don't have the budget to go further, you are kind of stuck. What's your kind of, what are your advices regarding that?
Yeah, so I cannot really tell you when this will happen, but this will happen. In the roadmap, we also have lower level features that we want to do, which deals with performance, with scalability, and improving the repository. And one of those will require to break the schema, the storage, the database storage. And I don't know yet when this will come, but this will probably come before the next long-term supported release, so before next December. So it will happen at some point this year, I would say, but I can't say which FTR. But there's an FTR, a fast-track release, where we will introduce some probably some new some break of compatibility at the database level.
Yeah, I mean, I'm up for that, because we obviously need to go further, especially with tuning and performance. There are probably a lot of small things that can be done on that level that will improve performance. It's just about the current projects that are running that might get to a certain point and then they cannot go further, which might be okay, but depends on the use case.
So, but speaking about the development life cycle, now we released the first the 2016 generation. Now our next target in terms of a long-term supported release is in a year, in December 2016. And this one will probably have this change at the database level, but this is not a small thing. So we cannot introduce this just in October, for instance. I think it will have to be introduced a little bit before, I don't know, half year maybe. We just don't want to do this just for the sake of doing it. We want to do it when we bring really a new feature and it makes sense.
Yeah, sure. Okay, I don't know. I think we already passed it's almost 14 minutes, and I think we could continue to talk about a lot. There's a lot of topics around that, but I think we should close now, more or less. Before I close this down, one announcement is that This show is called the Easy Publish Show, and this will be probably the last Easy Publish Show. Maybe if someone wants to pick up, please contact me, or we will rename it soon and then call it something else, like, I don't know, Easy Community Show or whatever. The reason is very simple, because the Easy Publish, like the name of the Easy Publish is not yet relevant, or not yet, but it's not relevant anymore, to be precise. So we now have the Easy Platform and the studio. So we have two names. So if we call the Easy Publish Show only Easy Platform Show, then we are missing the studio part. So it's a bit of a, we need to figure out what to do. But anyway, if someone wants to pick up this, let me know. Thank you, Roland, for joining us from your vacation. Especially thank you for that, because you are in the Alps, you are not in Brooklyn. So the connection was actually really good. That's nice.
Maybe better than Brooklyn, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
maybe Ivo, can I add something quickly?
Sure.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted to ask you, to tell me your last thoughts.
Oh yeah, sure. So on the Easy Platform side, and you ask how to contribute and what to do now, it's hard to give feature names, but what we would like is really to have people in the community involved in this on a recurring manner. In the past, we had something called the Easy Publish Project Community Board that was a little bit complex, but there was a group of people meeting every month, more or less, and speaking about things like that, the roadmap, what's happening on Easy System side, what's missing, how to make the community a better place. And this will also be renamed like the Easy Publish Show. So this community board will be renamed in Easy Community Board, as simple. And we will try to make it a board which is much more open, so people could join for one meeting of the board. And we just need some permanent members, and we just need not that many of them, like 5 permanent members. So very soon we will publish a blog post where we announce this, but basically in January we will renew this, and we would love anyone in the community, especially people who work a lot with Easy, to join this board, because that's where you will be able in a better way to channel community initiatives and to help them, and to maybe surface what kind of features would be really needed now, would help Easy Systems, but also the community, to make platform bigger and stronger. So I would like to invite anybody who is interested to read this blog post, to be published very very soon now.
Yeah. That's definitely something that I know a few people will love to join. So I think one of our guys will probably join. Well, at least he will enlist or whatever. I don't know. Is there any criteria to that, or just we take all easy developers that are willing to do so? Yeah. So that's what I wanted to share today. Regarding, just to finish the story about the Easy Show, this is my 15th show, and I have just a quickly few data from these 15 shows. I have 2,700 views, and that's like more than 18,000 minutes of watching, and 3 of the shows that I recommend to see and to watch again, at least, are the 3 top viewed and top commented were Future of Content Management Systems, that was episode 15, and How to Start with Easy New Stack, and that was really a good one, episode 17, and Is the Cilius base for the next Easy Commerce, which was episode 20, and actually we did something after that, so that was also an interesting episode. And we had like, well, from the geography level, we have audience from all over the place: Germany, United States, France, Croatia, Norway, etc. Yeah, that's more or less it, what I can see from the analytics. So we'll see what will come with next year. And thank you again, Roland, for joining us. Thank you, thank all Easy community that is watching us now. And Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.